Actually, it's very true that Honorable Mwasera, the MCA for Ngombeni, Honorable Masito, nominated member of County Assembly of Kwale, and I led demonstrations from Kombani to Kwale. Our issues was just nothing but to demand accountability and distribution of water consistently to the residents of Kwale County. Yes. So when we reached at the Kwale Water and Sewerage Company, what we found is that the MD was not there to address us, despite the fact that we had done a letter before to inform him that we'll be coming to seek answers on some issues. But we were addressed by the CEC for Water, Mr. Mwabudzo, who told us that they had bailed out Kwale Water and Sewerage Company a total of 10.5 million to pay electricity bills, and another 15 million was paid to cost water. But the question of concern that came up is how did they arrive to a decision that they were going to pay these bills on behalf of Coasco? Yet we know that Coasco is collecting revenue for itself and they should be settling their bills. We understand it was a good move for the people of Kwale to get water, but now the issue of accountability now comes in. Who will be accountable and from which vote head did that 25.5 million come from? So we were addressed, we asked the Waziri questions. He tried to tell us that the Kwale County has delegated the responsibility of water to Coasco, which was not true. But at the end of the day, we were told that water will be flowing again. Up to now, there are some areas which have not actually received water as we are speaking. Yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, the other thing to add is that Kwale County is not a county that people actually should be complaining about water, because we are surrounded by dams, we are surrounded by rivers. For example, we have Dam Nyalani Dam, which is in Kinango, very much sufficient to serve the people of Kinango with water. We have the Marere River, which actually borders Kinango and Matuga. Marere River is enough to serve the people of Matuga and the people of Kinango. We have Mkanda Dam, which borders Msambweni and Matuga, the lower part of Matuga, which touches on Kubo South. That one can also serve some parts of Msambweni. We also have Ramisi River, which extends from all the way from Matuga to Lungalunga, which can also serve the people of Lungalunga. But the issue that we have in Kwale is that our leaders are really politicizing the whole issue of water at the expense of the local Mwananchi.
Okay, that's an opinion from Joseph Chalo, a resident and also a human rights activist who are among those people who demonstrated yesterday demanding for the services of water in Kwale County. Maybe to clarify, some parts of Kwale County, as we speak for now, have already started receiving water services, but other areas are yet to receive water. Yesterday, the county executive officer said that in a press conference, said that actually they have paid over 10.5 million shilling to Kenya Power Lightning Company so that the resident can start receiving water. That's all we have from here. Back to you, Waiga.
Kuniki Gitonga, good to know that some parts are already receiving water, but we want to know what's going to happen in the other parts as well. We hopefully will get another update from you tomorrow or in the course of next week. Well, Nikki Gitonga there giving us an update from Kwale County. And from Kwale, we cross over to Nyeri County now, where Martin Munene is on standby. We haven't heard as much about water challenges in Nyeri County yet, but Martin can then, give us better details in regard to that. Remember, we're dedicating the first part of today's show to talk about the water crisis in this nation, and we value your feedback. 22422. Talk to us and let us know your thoughts from your respective counties. Let's now bring in Martin Munene. Martin, good morning. Is it also a dry tap situation in Nyeri County?
A very good morning to you, Waihiga Maura from Nyeri County. And I must say that Nyeri is actually very hot as we speak. I think you can tell from the pictures. And this translates to the fact that a lot of Nyeri residents do not have water right now. We've done stories about rivers in this particular region actually drying up. Some have actually completely dried up. They are not flowing. And it's interesting to note that this is actually a highland. We are actually a county surrounded by 2 water towers, that is Mount Kenya and Aberdare, and the Aberdare ranges. But we have seen a situation where people actually downstream are not having water, and actually it crosses past this particular county. It goes to Muranga and also other parts like Kirinyaga. People actually do not have water because a lot of people from this part of the country, Wahiga Mwaura, depend on water from the river. I mean, from the river actually directly. Some of them just actually pipe water from the river. Some use mechanisms to just bring water home. And so when the rivers dry, it means that a lot of people, one, do not have domestic water for domestic use, and secondly, considering this is a farming area, they do not have water for their livestock, that is for their animals at home, and also they do not have water to farm. And so we speak to the man in charge in the county government, the CEC for water, to just help us understand what are they doing to ensure that the residents of Nyeri actually have water in their homes, because we are seeing a situation whereby we are seeing people actually say in the next few months they know they will not be having water, and the bulk of Nyeri people are saying they cannot afford to actually pay for water. Waziri tafadhali. So kindly just introduce yourself briefly and tell us the situation as it is right now. The rivers are dry. Why are we seeing rivers dry?
Thank you, Munene. I am Frederick Wanjohi Kinywa, CEC in charge of water, Nyeri County. I must say, partially it's true that our rivers are drying up, and this is a phenomenon that occurs each and every year. And well, we are in this situation, not just ourselves, but it's a global issue that during this period, particularly in this region, we experience dry spells, and our rivers, particularly those ones that emanate from the Mount Kenya water tower, they dry up, mainly because actually what is happening in Mount Kenya tells you clearly what we have been fearing about the global warming because of the melting up of the glaciers up the Mount Kenya. And it is very true that rivers are drying up. However, we as a county, we are trying our level best to ensure that our people have water. We may be forced, as the dry spell continues, to actually initiate rationing. Some areas, as we talk right now, we have already put them on water rationing, particularly the areas of Mandera. We have the rural areas. We have been forced to actually give them water only for 3 days a week. But the other areas, like the towns, we are on 7 days water supply. But we expect that if the dry spell is going to continue as it is, definitely we will be forced to do rationing for water.
All right. We understand actually, because we've been following this story, as we told you, there's a lot of water intake from the rivers. For example, Dego River has 46 intakes. Tana River has over 60 intakes upstream. So what is the county government doing to ensure that people who are, and actually they are the majority downstream, have water?
Oh, thank you for that. We are in the process of actually having a consultative meeting with Walma, because they are the people charged with issuance of the permits for abstraction of water. And one of the things that is very clear is that if we don't control abstraction of water, definitely the rivers will dry. And one thing I have mentioned even elsewhere is that for a very long time we have not been planning for the proper usage of our water resource. Why? Because we have concentrated on direct abstraction of water from the river without any storage facilities. The county government of Nyeri plans to at least introduce a dam in each river, at least, even if it is a mean dam, but at least to ensure that the water is not abstracted directly from the river, but from the dams, so that we are able to store water during the rainy season and use it during a spell period, a dry spell period like the one we are experiencing. So we are in the process of, we have just enacted our CIDP. Actually, it is in the process of being finalized. It has already been passed by the county assembly. Now we are taking it to the control of budget so that it is approved. Once it is approved, for the next 5 years, we have a plan of ensuring that at least in each and every river, we have a mini dam that would serve the community downstream. The other part of it is that we are working with our development partners to ensure that we are able to introduce at least a water pan for at least every farmer to get a water pan, so that even if they don't have the tanks, they can be able to store some water for usage for irrigation to sustain food security.
All right. And maybe before I let you go, Waziri, Nyeri County, of course, depends on agriculture, and so with water rationing, that means the bulk of the population of this county will not be able to actually engage in their daily activities. Maybe as a county government, how are you going to ensure that people actually have food on their table, and at the same time conserve water to ensure that other people also consume the same?
Yeah, thank you for that. As a county, what we have planned, we have about for starters, we have about 77 dams that either were done during the colonial time, but they are not in use. So our plan is to ensure that we rehabilitate as many as possible. Actually, we want to do the 77. We rehabilitate all of them, such that when it comes to the rain season, the wrong rain season, we will be able to harvest water and store it for our farmers to use. At the same time, just the other day, that was on Tuesday, I was elected the chairman of the Upper Tana Nairobi Water Fund County Advisory Committee. This is a group of 5 counties, that is Laikipia, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Murang'a, and Kiambu. And the role of what Nairobi, Upper Tana Nairobi Water Fund is trying to do is to actually try to improve the food security for the people living in the Upper Tana region. That is the areas of Mount Kenya and also the Aberdare people. So what they are trying to do is to source for funds from well-wishers, from development partners, so that money is used to improve, one, on food security in the Mount Kenya region, and also on the water security in the region. How does it work? The watersheds, the waterways, we plant enough trees that will protect the soils, and also we empower or build capacity for our farmers to maximize or optimize on their land. That is something that is happening with that is Upper Tana. And also, we are also encouraging other partners to come in so that we can be able to improve the livelihood of our people, so that they stop destroying our forests, and also they are secure water-wise and also food-wise.
All right. And maybe the last question would be, for example, Owasco in Othaya and Mokorene, it has a lot of water, yet people in Mokorene do not have water. And we understand that over 60% of the water can't be accounted for. So the last question would be, so as a ministry, do you have plans to ensure that the water resources in this county, especially like I gave you an example of Othaya, they are actually utilized maximally?
Definitely we are on the case. I do agree that their non-living water has been very high, but we are in the process of reducing it. Right now, the areas of Mahiga, we have been able to reduce it to reduce that to the level of about 32%. We expect it to go further down, and also for all the other regions. In fact, tomorrow afternoon we have a meeting with the leadership of Omwasco, that is the management, the CEO, and also the board, plus all the other leadership, that is all the members of the county assembly in the Othaya and also Mokorene. We want to come up with a workable plan of how we are going to ensure that all the regions covered by Omwasco are actually supplied with water, and at the same time efficiently, because we cannot be able to sustain the process if we don't curb the non-living water.
All right, thank you very much. That was the CEC in charge of water in this particular county. And Wahiga, it's important that I say that rationing is not only a city problem, it's happening in Nyeri County, and I believe other counties as well. And so when there's a problem like this in Mount Kenya region, and that's where water basically flows from, then I think the entire nation, sooner than later, will actually experience the water problem like we're experiencing in these parts of the region. Back to you in studio, Wahiga.
Well, thank you so much, Martin Munene, for that update from Nyeri County. And thank you to everyone who's SMSing us on 22422, letting us know what's happening in your county. Lamek Jakapio says, good morning. Even taps in Bondo, in Siaya County are all dry. And from Bondo town to Rivayala is less than 10 kilometers. I wonder why. And someone else here says, I've been living in Mavoko for almost 14 years now. And water is a big problem in Athi River. Please tell Governor Alfred Mutua to intervene. Let's talk a little bit about Nairobi County now, and we have some statistics on a looming water crisis in this county. The Nairobi water supply is 505,000 cubic meters of water per day, but the demand is 760,000 cubic meters per day. Clearly a big deficit of 250,000 cubic meters per day. And these were some of the questions that we were going to discuss with Water and Irrigation CS Eugene Wamalwa, who was supposed to join us in this program, but he's not able to make it. 41% of Kenyans still rely on ponds, shallow wells and rivers for water. 59% of Kenyans use unimproved sanitation solutions, while 9 out of 55 public water service providers provide continuous water supply, meaning the other 46 do not provide continuous water supply. Now, 19 million Kenyans lack access to safe water, while 27 million lack access to improved sanitation as well. And that is why we are calling it a water crisis, looming, not visible to some people, but nevertheless something that Kenyans need to take seriously in 2018. Well, let's now get an update from Nairobi County. We saw that report by Wilkista Nyabo, but to get details on what's happening on the ground right now, we are joined by Makori Ongeti. Makori, good morning. We can see scenes behind you of residents queuing to collect water. Something, of course, that we've heard Governor Sonko talking about quite a bit, but talk and action are very different. And we can see behind that the situation is still very dire. Let us know what's happening in that location, Makori.
Well, very good morning, Wahiga. Yes, currently I'm at Donholm Estate here in Nairobi, one of the areas that has been highly affected by the water shortage or water crisis here in Nairobi. And what we've witnessed since early morning, we've been making rounds within this estate and the neighboring estates here, is that there are queues of people lining up to buy water, especially from boreholes and wells around here. Some of them complaining of the high prices that they are being sold that water too. And I want to, Wahiga, talk to some of the residents that I've met here at Donholm, so that probably maybe they will share their experience a bit of how this water crisis has affected them. Ebu songa kwa karibu alafu utuambie vipi maji unapata kwako, ama hii swala la kupoteza maji lilianza kufanyika lini kwako?
Maji ilianza kupotea Disemba, mpaka sasa tujai kupata maji. Na sasa tunanunua maji 40 bob. Inategemea floor yenye uko. Kama uko floor ya mwisho 60 floor, watapandisha bei, utalipa 50 bob. Sasa at least tunapata maji kwa, tunaenda hapa borehole wanatupatia kwa 5 bob. Kila siku ni 300. Sasa unga imepanda ni 120. Maji atupati. Sasa tutajua tunalipa maji, rent, ama tunashughulikia mambo na school fees, ama ni maji. Naona sasa tumepata shida ya maji kwa muda mrefu. Hatujui itakuja lini na itarudi lini.
Huwa kwa mfano ukitaka maji kwa wingi, kufanya usafi kwa nyumba, kufua nguo, unatumia pesa kama ngapi kwa siku kwa maji?
400. Sababu mipira 10 ni shilingi 300. Sasa unahitaji more than 20 liters, ikuwe 13, hapo ndio iweze kutosheleza majukumu yako ya nyumba.
Okay, let me speak to another resident here in wewe pia hebu nielezee shida ya maji kwako.
Mimi ningependa kusema maji.
Just move ahead.
Maji huku Donholm iko na shinda kutoka Disemba, hatujawahi get maji. Na yenye tunatumia iko na chumvi, ina change, mtu akibebe ina change kara. Sasa tunateseka sana. Ina depend kama uko second floor ama wanaenda na second. Wakienda first floor wanalipisha 30, wanaenda wakipandisha hivyo. Tungependa kusema maji iko na nini? Iko na pesa mingi juu. Gharama ya nyumba na ya maji una spend more money.
Hii shida ya maji, kwa mfano initially kulikuwa na maji distribution ilikuwa inapatikana hapa Donholm. Ilianza lini, na wewe mahali ambapo unaishi imeendelea for how long?
Imeendelea, imekaa kama mwezi. Kutoka maji ipotee, hatukuwa hata tumeenda Christmas. Na sasa hivi tuko Januari na bado maji haijarudi.
Wahiga, I'll talk to just one more person. Kindly, gentlemen, introduce yourself and tell us about the situation,
my
about
name
water
is
here.
William Adera, and I'm a resident here at Donholm. Water crisis has been here like for 1 month now, since the road construction started. And we are buying water here at 50 shillings per 20 liters, and it's increasing every day. Some sellers are selling at 100 shillings. And also we don't trust borehole water, and we are drinking it. Some people have started complaining of diarrhea and also coughing, and it's very dangerous in our lives. As we went to the election, the government promised good services. We need good services. Like now you see unga, as the lady say, unga has been increased, and water crisis now is going on. So we need the government to do something about this.
The governor for Nairobi, Mike Mbuvi, had promised to look into this issue of water crisis within the county. Probably, how are the residents of this place, Donholm, taking that?
The residents are not happy yet by now, because Sonko has not done much, we can say, because of political issues which were going on. I know, given time, I know something will happen, something will be done good. But for now, I can say the water is not there because of the road construction. The excavator came in and they break all the pipes, so that every apartments in Donholm, most of the apartments, they don't have water at all. So we're really suffering. This is a big crisis, and we would like the governor to come in it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So Wahiga, part of what the locals are complaining is the high price of water, and I want to speak to one of the distributors who comes to this borehole and picks the water and then takes it to. Let me just talk to you, gentlemen. Unaitwaje na kazi yako ni gani?
Mimi majina yangu naitwa Amos. Mimi nazanga maji area ya Donholm.
Nimekuona na mkokoteni ukikuja kuchukua maji hapa. Mtungi wa lita 20 unawauzia watu wangapi?
Mimi kama mimi mtuzangiwa maji, mtungi nauza 30 bob, ikipanda kwa stairs ni 40 ama 50.
Why, mbona unaongeza labda kwa ukipenda nini stairs na kama hivyo?
Sasa shida na kuanga maji kupandisha kwa stairs. Juu mwenye kwa first floor huwezi muuzia second, mwenye kwa second floor naweza muuzia. Okay. So inabidi juu ya kupanda stairs tuongeze pesa.
Na hiyo mitungi ya maji ambayo nimeona uko nayo tayari umeagizwa na watu wa kupelekea, ama unaenda kuuza ndio kwanza unaenda kuuza?
Sasa hii maji niko nayo nishaitishwa na watu wengi. So kumaanisha iko na order yote. So nitapeleka hii alafu nikuje nyingine. Okay. Juu hiyo ndio kazi yangu na ndio kazi nafanyanga.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Wahiga, those are some of the views of residents and water vendors and distributors right from here, Donholm. Of course, we will be following and getting to know what exactly happens in other places, even within this location, of how the water crisis and water shortage is going on from Donholm. I get it back to you, Wahiga.
Makori, a quick one before you go. It's a normal working day. It's about 10 o'clock. How has the water crisis affected the lifestyles of the residents there? You would expect them to be either working or trying to run their businesses, but they're there queuing, trying to get water. What does that mean for their livelihood? They are losing money instead of making it.
Well, Wahiga, actually what we learned early is that the queues we are experiencing here are shorter because many of the residents have gone to their places of work. And those who are here probably are housemaids and who have small businesses within their homes. Maybe later in the evening we will be experiencing, or what the locals residents are saying is that the numbers of the queues will be even longer because those who have gone to their places of work will be coming back also demanding for water. Wahiga.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. Makori Ongechi, thank you so much for that update from Donholm. And we certainly hope that the month will end better than it started because it seems like now for almost 2.5, 3 weeks, residents of Donholm have not had access to water from their taps. Makori Ongechi, they are giving us that update from Donholm. And just to give you a bit of a background, now yesterday I spoke to a high-ranking official in the former county government of Nairobi County just to shed light on the water shortage in the city and the problems experienced thereafter. What he stated is that there has been no sizable investment in water infrastructure in Nairobi County since 1998. no change of pipes, no upgrade of the dams that supply Nairobi County, and by upgrade, not small upgrades, but rather major upgrade, because Nairobi's population has grown exponentially, but the infrastructure around water has not grown as well. And the situation that we have is that for many intents and purposes, Nairobians are responsible for quote-unquote water abuse. The same water that should be available for Nairobians to drink is what is being used in industries to run their needs, in offices, to wash cars. In every estate, you will not miss a car wash. Where is that water coming from? That's the same water that should be in the taps of residents, to water plants, and so forth. Another challenge that we have in Nairobi County is that we do not have an extensive plan on wastewater treatment. What happens to the water that is flushed, that is thrown away, that is used for cooking and then thrown out? Nairobi by now should have waste treatment plants in different areas that can recycle that water, and that water is what is then should be used for industries, factories, car washes, and so forth. In the previous county government, a plan was drafted, a master plan that would have indicated that 80 billion was needed for an upgrade of the county water infrastructure. But of course, the county only has access to about 30 billion. And of course, these were some of the questions that we were hoping to pose to Water and Irrigation CS Eugene Wamalwa if he had made it for this interview. But he did not. And so they unfortunately remain unanswered for now. But a lot of you sending your SMSs from different parts of the country. Let me pick one or two here. Somebody here, Farhan Saif from Vihiga County, Hamisi constituency. You tell us that we have water in our bosses' homes and some offices, but no water supply in our houses and schools. My question is, when will our mothers stop suffering? 98% of us are suffering. That's from Vihiga County. And from Meru County, you say, I am a disabled woman running a center for disabled bedridden children in South Imenti, Meru County. There is no organized water supply here, and the rivers have reduced water, so pipes installed by the locals are dry, and the disabled and the elderly cannot get to rivers in this hilly area. We need help. This is Delphina Gaitenga as well. So the message coming from several counties is that there truly is a water crisis, and we certainly hope the county governments, because water is a devolved function, will look into this. But even the national government, the Ministry of Water and Irrigation, policy, planning, foreseeing droughts, these are not surprises. We know that every 5 years or so a drought happens. What are we looking at? If we had a drought last year, can we expect a drought 5 years from now in 2021? And what policies are being put in place? Again, some of the discussions we're hoping to have with CS Eugene Wamalwa, but we'll have to put that on hold for now. Well, we take a break now from Talking Matters Water and take a look at other matters affecting the country. We start with police recruitment. The National Police Service Commission will conduct interviews for the Deputy Inspector Generals of the Kenya Police Service and Administration Police Service, as well as the Directorate of Criminal Investigation later today at their offices in Sky Park Plaza, Westlands, where there will be a press briefing from 12 o'clock today. Elsewhere, Isiolo Governor Mohamed Kuti is calling for an upgrade of the airport's facilities to accommodate cargo planes and large passenger aircraft. Speaking during a tour of the airport, Kuti said that the crucial facility will only be fully utilized once the runway, which is only 1.4 kilometers long, is extended to at least 3 kilometers to enable large aircraft to land safely. He also noted that airplanes are unable to land or take off at night due to a lack of sufficient lighting. The governor urged the Kenya Authority to fast-track the process of upgrading the said areas to give the airport a true international status.
Hii international airport itaweza tu kufanya kazi vizuri kama urefu ya ile runway itaweza kuongezwa ikawa ni kilomita 3 kwenda juu. Kwa saa hii ni kilomita 1.4 na na inahitaji kilomita 1.6 ili iweze kufikia kiwango ambayo ndege kubwa inaweza ikatua hapa bila shida. Pia tumeelezwa ya kwamba haiwezi ikashuka usiku hapa kwa sababu ya kutokuwa na ile light ya kuelekeza ndege usiku. Na pia hatuna ile control tower mahali mandege yanaelekezwa na wale aviation, watu wa aviation.
Tuko na ndege moja ambayo ina operate kila siku kuanzia hapa kwenda Nairobi, ambapo hii airport tunatarajia kuwa tuwe na ndege nyingi zaidi ya kama 20 kuendelea, ili kwa siku, ili ndio tutajua kuwa biashara nzuri inaendelea vizuri.
We have this airport is now operational, is taking flight, and its plans are there to extend it so that it can take big commercial and passenger planes, because the potential here, the business is a lot. There's a lot of business here for the airport, but you know, sometimes they slow down because of budget. What we are trying to do is to push for prioritization so that they have a long runway, and so that they have the control tower and also the other facilities like the lighting of cargo sheds and the lighting of the runway.
Now, leaders from Nyandarua County have vowed to set aside politics and concentrate on delivering services to the people. Led by Governor Francis Kimemia, Senator Mwangi Githiomi and Olkalau MP Juguna Kiaraho, they have warned residents against leaders spreading hate, especially on social media. Kimemia called on leaders to stop bickering on petty issues which do not or does not add value to the transformative agenda of the Jubilee government.
Najua hapa karibuni tulipoteza watu 7 huku Ndaragwa. Mahali walikuwa kwa matatu na hiyo matatu ikawa na ajali. Mambo kama haya ndio tunasema sisi kama hiyo kamati ya bunge tutakuja na recommendations na tutashikana na ile other departments of the government. Ndio hii maneno yote ina put lives of our people kwa mabarabara kwa hatari. Mimi najua watu wa Kandutura mnasikianga muko mwisho kabisa. Tutashikana sasa, maneno ya barabara hii ndogo ndogo yote iko chini ya ofisi ya governor. Lakini vile nimesema, hata leo hii maneno ya maji iko chini ya ofisi ya ama namna gani? Si ilitolewa. Ile kitu ya muhimu ni ile yale unafanya inaguza maisha ya wananchi.
Finally, a Kiambu court is today expected to make a ruling on a bail application by 7 Kenyatta University students charged on arson grounds. The 7 pleaded not guilty to charges of setting fire to Kenyatta University's old administration block and maliciously damaging property which was within the building. Prosecutors told the court that the university suffered a loss of over 95 million Kenya shillings as a result of this fire. Prosecutors, though, are opposed to the release of the students on bail and want them barred from accessing the university, as there would be a danger to other students.
Number 2.
Well, many thanks indeed for finding time to stay here with us on Citizen Extra. Time now for a quick break. But when we return, we'll be talking about matters education, low Form 1 enrollment in what was formerly Coast Province, so the counties now that make Coast Province. What is the situation there? What's happening? We'll have a conversation with our correspondents on the ground there and a guest here in studio to look at what the factors or what sort of factors are contributing to those statistics you're watching. Citizen Extra, we'll be right back.